Welcome back, Carnivore fans. Today I am on the East Coast, minus Miles. He can't make the flight. Too bad for him. I'm reviewing a 2016 Land Rover Evoque. This thing is awesome looking. I think it's a really great looking design, very modern, and the vehicle itself was designed over 4 years ago. It's still a very, very modern look to it. Land Rover assembled quality materials to combine for a striking interior. There is nothing boring here. Two-tone stitched hides that come from what I hope is a cow. Metallic accent components across the dashboard, borders along the center console, and the door handles all feel like solid, genuine aluminum. The window switches and the seat memory buttons feel very solid and high quality. The Evoque comes standard with an 8-speaker Meridian sound system, or you can opt for a 380-watt 10-speaker system. I thought the bass system was adequate but unimpressive. The round shift knob rises from the center console in a very dramatic way and is used in Land Rover, Range Rover, and Jaguar vehicles. Let's go for a ride. I can't believe that this car has been manufactured since 2012. The appearance of it is still very, very fresh to me. I think it looks like it just came off the design table. Driving impressions of the car is, it really feels like doesn't even feel like an SUV. It kind of really feels like a car to me. The ride is quite comfortable. The vehicle comes with a 4-cylinder 2-liter engine and produces 240 horsepower. The claimed mileage is 21 city, 30 highway, but I'm not believing that for 1 second. One of the things that I was kind of impressed with driving the vehicle on the freeway was that I watched cars ahead of me go over this hump in the freeway, and as each car went up over the hump, it kind of came down and kind of bobbed a little bit. When the Evoque went over it, the Evoque just seemed to completely absorb it. It was quite impressive. So the vehicle has 8.4 inches of ground clearance, and I can't imagine too many people are going to be taking this type of vehicle off-road anyway. I think the most that this vehicle is going to see is maybe a curb in the mall. Some people may have problems with the start-stop technology, but I didn't have problems with it. For instance, I'm coming up to a stop sign here. Engine just turned off. My foot is on the brake. As soon as I release off the brake, the engine comes back on and alive. A lot of people do not like it, and if you don't like it, you can always turn it off. I find the seats to be very comfortable, and it provides a lot of variations to provide optimum seating positions, but I know that some people have complained that they're not necessarily the best seats. One of the little interesting features that the moms and dads may appreciate is a small display between the speedometer and tachometer showing who is in their seats and if their seatbelt is fastened. So let's take a look at the back seat space. So the front seat is moved up about as forward as possible without taking away too much room from the front passenger. My knees are a little bit too close for comfort to the front seat. I'm about 6'3", and I wish I had at least another couple of inches before I hit the front seat. And then as far as my headroom is concerned, I easily have another inch there. So I would say the headroom is more than adequate, but the leg room is a little bit short by a couple inches. If you are thinking that this vehicle has limited cargo space, you are correct. It will be challenging to accommodate 4 adults and their luggage in the back. Of course, there is far more room to carry things when the back seats go down. A lot of car companies do different types of tests on their cars. They do cold climate tests, warm climate tests, and obviously crash tests. Again, we've come up with our own test. It's called the TV test. So I bought this TV just to perform this test. I don't know what I'm going to do with it afterwards, but here it goes. Let's see if this thing fits. And of course it fits no problem, and it has plenty of space. I think some people might have concerns with the rear visibility and the side visibility of the vehicle because of the sloping rear roof line. But I think the backup camera and the parking sensors provide a lot of feedback and negate some of that concern. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that the Evoque looks good both inside and outside. I think it's a great looking vehicle, and it's really distinct. It doesn't look like any other vehicle on the market. And many of the Land Rover vehicles also kind of look similar, but this is very distinct from the other lineup. Another good thing about this vehicle is it handles and feels like a car when driving it. So it has the off-road capabilities, but drives and handles like a car. Now let's talk about the bad. The brushed aluminum trim on the interior sometimes reflected sunlight into my eyes, so that wasn't that great. Let's also talk about the ugly. The steering wheel feels like it's tied to a corpse. There is very little feel, and I wasn't happy about that. But a lot of cars today with electric assist steering just don't provide feedback. The Evoque can also run up in price with a lot of options. So it could almost reach $70,000, while the base price starts out at about $42,000. So if you could keep the cost low in terms of your options, or even get a one-year-old used one, you could get a $40,000 vehicle for what looks like or can be as high as $70,000. So what I'm leaving you with is, would I buy one of these? And the answer is unequivocally yes. I think it looks great both inside and outside of the vehicle. It handles well. It seems to be a really well-made vehicle, and yeah, I can't find too many faults with it. Well, thanks again for watching Carnivore. This channel runs on premium unleaded subscribers and high octane comments, so please fill our tank with both.